Welcome to the Local Content Studio, an AI-generated podcast sponsored by newmedialocal.com, an AI-powered digital media agency.
Welcome back to the Local Content Studio. So today we're tackling a concept that honestly can feel a little exhausted: content creation.
Right. Everyone talks about it.
But we're looking at it through a really different lens. Basically, how to build a media empire without a newsroom. And just a quick note, this deep dive is sponsored by New Media Local, who are, well, actually building the tech we're about to discuss.
Exactly. We're breaking down a framework from their founder, Lorita Marie Kimble. She wrote this piece on entrepreneur content empires, and I mean, her argument is pretty bold.
She basically says the era of the business blog is over.
Totally over. We are now in the era of the media founder.
Okay, I want to drill down on that. Media founder.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit grand, you know? Most local entrepreneurs I know are just trying to keep their Instagram updated.
And that's the exact point. The shift is moving away from what Kimble calls fragmented effort.
Fragmented effort. So like a random post here and there.
Precisely. A LinkedIn update on Tuesday, maybe a photo on Friday. It's totally disconnected. She proposes using AI not to just write copy, but to build a synchronized machine.
Yeah.
It listens, it drafts, and this is the key, it distributes.
Okay, that distribution part is what really caught my eye. The source mentions, deploying assets across more than 300 platforms?
Yeah, over 300.
I mean, I have to be the skeptic here. Does a local bakery need to be on 300 platforms? That sounds a little like spam.
It's a fair question.
Oh?
But you have to think of it less like spamming and more like amplification.
Amplification, great.
You're not posting 300 unique messages by hand. The AI takes one core message, say a new regulation in local housing, and it reformats that single idea into a video script, a press release, a tweet thread, a directory update.
So it turns one voice into a ubiquitous presence.
It's about appearing everywhere your client might look, instead of you guessing where they will look.
It removes the guesswork. So let's get specific. Who does this actually work for? The article brings up immigration and civil rights attorneys. I mean, that feels like a really high-stakes field for an AI experiment.
It is, and that's why it's such a powerful example of building trust.
Yeah.
You can't just generate, clickbait in those fields.
No, absolutely not.
Kimble's point is that by using this ecosystem, these attorneys stop being just service providers.
Mm-hmm.
They become the de facto news source for their community. They're publishing case studies, legal news, community FAQs.
Faster than traditional news outlets can cover them.
Exactly. So they're not just advertising their services. They are literally shaping the conversation around civil rights in their own town.
That's a huge distinction.
And that goes back to the listening part we touched on. This system isn't just a megaphone. It's more like a radar. The AI is tracking what headlines get clicks, where people linger.
So if a certain legal topic starts trending in their local area, the firm can pivot their entire content strategy, instantly.
In real time. It basically democratizes the kind of market research that used to cost a fortune. You can test new formats, video versus text, long form versus short all, based on hard data.
Okay, speaks of hard data, let's talk ROI. The source material had a couple of numbers that really jumped out.
The memory stat, I'm guessing.
Yeah. The idea that brands using compelling storytelling are, what was it?
22 times more likely to be remembered.
22 times? Wow. That's the difference between being a commodity and being a real brand.
For sure. And on the cost side, these strategies can generate triple the leads while costing something like 60% less than traditional marketing.
And that 60% saving, that's usually where the whole AI is replacing humans' fear kicks in.
Right. But Kimble's philosophy is pretty different.
Yeah, she seems to argue that AI handles the scale.
So the human can handle the soul. You can't automate the relationships or the empathy you need in civil rights law, but you can automate the system that makes sure people know you have that empathy.
So it's a tool for reach, not a replacement for the actual substance.
Perfectly put.
Well, we're just about out of time. But I want to leave our listeners with this thought, which really comes from the material. The tech now exists to make you the main broadcaster for your industry in your town. So if you have that microphone, what story are you going to shape for your community?
That is the question.
Thanks for listening to the Local Content Studio. We'll see you on the next deep dive.